Drop this on you. So, how do you guide your teen into making important academic and career choices?
Well, my son just got accepted to Cass Tech, so shout out.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
we got King in the house.
Baby.
We got King in the house.
the school that always loses to Cass Tech. But anyway, back to the.
Hold on, no, we didn't. Yeah, you want to do that? Because my daughter got a King right now.
We got rivalry on the show.
Didn't Cass football team just win nationals?
No.
Yes, we did.
You said nationals. Yeah, y'all did. You're right. You're correct.
Yeah.
But didn't y'all lose when y'all played King?
Second to none.
Second to none.
It don't matter about one game. We won the game.
Hey, this sound like one of those people. You put the goalpost there, then they move it back a little more.
Okay, y'all won that one game. But
see what I'm saying? They keep moving the goalpost.
This ain't about King of Cass.
You're right.
It's
about
your
the
teams. It's about your teams.
Okay. Because the question is, would you rather win one game or the Super Bowl? But anyway, the question was, how do you guide them into academic success? Just for me personally, I set the example. I let my children know that I obtained, multiple degrees and still going to school. And I let them know that no, college is not for everybody, but you're going to have some kind of skill or trade. You won't be out here being employed. The worst thing you can do is just be an employee. You can start out that way. Everybody needs a stepping stone, but you need to have some kind of hustle, if you will. You got to have a drive. And I think that's what you go after is their drive. Never let them, I teach my children, I don't accept mediocrity. I don't accept average. We're not average. I don't accept C's. You can't bring me a C to my house. You bring home a C, I tell you, you got to fix it. C is average. My children are not average. So I teach them always strive. And I show them by example. Whatever you need to strive to get to your best, I do it. You need a tutor, we get you a tutor. You need this, we get you that. Whatever you need to get to that goal. Because you need that education. No one is out here doing anything without education. Even the influencers. People think, I'll just become an influencer. They educate themselves. If you really realize how much work goes into being an influencer, you wouldn't just think, it's an easy job. It is not.
It isn't. It's not.
I got to educate. This is one proud moment with my son when he was going to high school.
Did he go to Cass Tech too? No, go ahead.
But she went to Cass, but he wanted to go. So when they didn't accept him, he said, Dad, can I write them a letter and ask them why they did not accept? I say, sure you can, son. You got that right. Go ahead. I would personally take it down there. Go ahead, write that letter. I was so proud of when he said, why? He said, I want to know why can I write them a letter why they didn't accept me? Because they just tell you you're not accepted and that's it at this time. That's it.
Yeah.
I saw the letter. I was like, wow, he want an explanation why.
Yeah.
His sister, they want to know why he can't go.
To do that, yeah.
So that was a proud moment when he did that. He did it on his own. He was just 14 years old.
That's what's up.
And I was going to say also for me, just another thing was, like I said, I have an older daughter. She's 26. And she was diagnosed with autism when she was 4. And I think that kind of set my standard of how I do academically. Because they told me that when she was diagnosed that she wouldn't be able to live a full life. She wouldn't be able to do anything. She would just basically just exist. And I didn't accept that. So I did the research. I didn't know anything about autism. So I bought books. I read. I did the necessary steps and I made sure that I stayed on her academically. I didn't allow her to use her autism as a crutch. And she graduated from high school, Cass Tech, with a 3.8. So, and she's currently getting ready to go to college now. So you have to set the standard as a parent and you can't allow your children to succumb to their shortcomings. You acknowledge it. You don't act like it don't exist, but you don't allow them to succumb to it.
True.
You got to stay on them about it. Because, and my son, he went to college and after about a year and a half, he just said it wasn't for him. But he is a hustler. He got a good job, but he always got something on the side that he's trying to do and get better. And I told him, well, I ain't mad at you. You could always try things. He wanted to try to, how they paint cars. He wanted to try to do that. He wanted to try to be a mechanic. I said, you can try to do as many things you want. You're still young. You're just 29.
Yeah.
My baby girl, she got her own business. She started that business. She was 19. She do eyelashes. Got a shop in Southfield. Okay. She went to Eastern Michigan. I wanted to go back, but I'm not gonna push. I said, you're still young. You're just 23. So make it in. But you got that good hustle. She trying to open up another store. So they got that drive. Just got to get my oldest there.
And like you said, they gotta want to hustle. Like I had to tell my 14-year-old because he came to me because he calls me best friend. I'm his stepmom, but he calls me best friend. He's like, well, I don't really want to follow my father's footsteps. I don't want to be a mechanic because my husband's a mechanic. I said, you don't have to be a mechanic, but why not learn that skill? Everybody always needs their car fixed. I said, how many 14-year-olds say they can work on fleet trucks, change tires, change brakes on fleet trucks? I said, so you take that skill, and when you get ready to go to college, you might have one of your homeboys say, man, I got to take my car to the shop. No, you don't. Go buy the brakes. I fix it for you. I said, and now you done paid for your college.
That's a fact.
Yeah. I said, so you got to have that hustle and drive, but you got to throw the education in on it, whether you go to YouTube University or whether you go to a real university, you got to have some credentials to back you up because that's how you get money. Nobody respects somebody who don't know nothing about your craft.
Facts.
You got to know about your craft if you going to present something to somebody. You know, your daughter couldn't be out here putting eyelashes on people if she ain't learned something, you know. Got their eyelashes going like this.
Start off with the basics.
No, I agree with that. You know, when I led by example, when my son went, got my degree and did everything that I was supposed to do, showed him all the different ventures that I had set up, from the animation channel to the book publishing to all that stuff. And I also stayed on him, when he got into junior high, I sat there and had a conversation like, well, what do you want to do with your life? Like, let's just start this conversation right here, 5th, 6th grade. What do you want to do with your life? You got 4 options that you can choose when you get out of high school. You can go to college. You can start your own business. Military. You can go to the military, or you could just work. Okay, but the 4th one, I just didn't. We can't just work. So do the skill trade or whatever. You got these 4 options. Which ones do you want to do? Like, because I know college is not for everybody. I went to college and I do feel like it gets you places, but it's not all it's cracked up to be. It doesn't give you the potential that you're looking for when you want uncapped income. Okay. So even with my son in high school, I gave him different ideas of how he could start his own business from tutoring over Zoom to tutor his friends or to have his own lawnmowing business. We tried all those different ventures just so he can get a taste of what it feels like to work on your own. And I realized he don't like manual labor like I don't like manual labor. But he don't want to like manual labor. So I don't know what he want to do. He want to sit at the desk. He don't want to do manual labor. But he in trade school. So I'm like, well, you got to work hard at one of them. So I don't know what you're going to do. So,
I don't blame him. I don't want to sit at a desk either. Nobody from 36 is watching.
Shots fired. I mean, I like sitting at my desk. I ain't tell you the truth. I like sitting because I do a lot of work at my desk.
A lot of reels.
What? Say it again, Jeff.
Work? I said, yeah.
Work.
Good job, bro.
I do a lot of work.
I didn't say you didn't do a lot of work.
I do a lot of work.
You do a lot of work on your phone.
The question is it work related work?
It is work related work.
Hey,
I got 2 phones. Mind your business.
Both of them be on some boo.
Well, I'm glad to see some things change because you used to work before.
You got to download the phone, say some bull.
Man,
whatever.
Man.
Anyways,